Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. That's Jack over there.
Hello.
Who's wandering off. And today we're going to be doing another one that's really good for like a date night. And mostly I only know how to price this one in Texas, so everybody else is out. Now before we jump in, I want to do two things. I want to say hi and thank you to our Patreon, Linda, our Spaceboard Queen. Thank you very much for contributing over to our Patreon. You can find us at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen over on Patreon if you want to become a patron and help us out with this. Also, I want to point out I have a new apron. It came from Megan, Jeff, and Brenda Williams, who gave it to me and said it was the only way I was going to look skinny on camera. So, let's go ahead and get into this date night food, this tuna steak, and it's going to be great. Let's do this. Alright, this is super simple. So you get these tuna steaks. We got ours at HEB for like $6. They come with two in there, and they're really thick. I think I've seen them at some of the other stores. You're going to need some Popeye fuel, which is just the regular old spinach. Some coarse ground powder if you can find it. Garlic powder. This is a cilantro cube. It's basically just a cube bouillon. You're going to need like a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of butter. And then completely optional, you got a jalapeno pepper. They grow on the side of the road in Texas, so we just kind of pick them wherever. Mm-hmm. That's not true, but they're super easy to cook or grow, so you're good. So you get your cilantro cube.
That's so unnatural.
Well, I mean, so is beef bouillon and chicken bouillon.
Yeah, that's why I never use them.
And then you want to get your coarse ground pepper, and then just a little bit.
Get your splat.
Well, if you have the coarse ground stuff, you can take it and rub it in the sides, and it's like the pepper crusted whatever. This is like really fine stuff, so we're just gonna kind of dust it on there. It just leaves that fine pepper dust everywhere. When you flip it over, it does the same thing. Make sure to rub it on there. These were like half thawed. I've done this just with it straight frozen. I've done them with them thawed. It cooks about the same, just a little bit longer if it's frozen. And flip it over and do the exact same on the other side. Just kind of mush it around. Make sure to get it off your fingers. Now, there's a better way to slice this. I'm going to see if I can do it. Aha! That works. It worked perfectly. Ignore the Band-Aid. That didn't happen. Okay. So, you're only going to need a little bit. Tuna's really strong, so let's get back to it. Oh, make sure to get your spinach and strain it. Like, open it up. Try to get as much liquid as you can. If you got like a little strainer or a little press, do that, or just turn it upside down in the sink and let all that liquid flow out. So this is a tablespoon and a half of butter. I know it looks like a lot, but you're going to cook everything in this one pan, so that's going to do it. You want to put this on medium to medium-low, because you're going to want it low, right? You don't want to burn it or cook it
you want a
too
gentle
fast,
simmer.
so you want it to cook slow, right? Because it's so thick. And then try to get that flavor all over the pan there, just that Blanco flavor. See, look at all the flavors running in rivulets that make your heart stop. And then just put them straight in there. And you can see how pink it is. And that's one of my favorite sushis is straight up tuna, right? But that is way too thick for that. Oh, and be sure to dump the spices off the plate so you don't waste anything. Let that cook. Just sitting about that. It'll be about 5 minutes. And you'll see it like kind of start to gray or whatever. See around the edges. And you see it better when we flip it over. See? You can see how it's grayed on the side. And it looks burnt, but that's just that pepper that's cooking on the bottom of it. It's giving that brown and black spices there. That's what everybody calls blackened. Mm-hmm. Or what my mother used to call just burnt. She think it was fun. Now you leave that gap on the side there, like I was saying. Right? And then you get that spinach and get it out of that press. And then just put it right in there with the butter, right? Because the spinach itself is already cooked, right, when it comes in a can. So you're only supposed to just heat it up. So it doesn't have to be directly on the fire. That's why we put it off to the side by itself. Kind of mash it out. And to kind of season that as well, we're going to use the last of that cilantro cube. Just kind of mangle it up there like you're trying to cut a line. And just put it in there. Be careful. Don't get it in any cuts that you already have on your fingers.
It'll burn.
That burns a little bit. And then get you some the garlic powder we were talking about earlier. Just sprinkle that on.
That's a ton of seasoning.
Well, you don't want spinach to just straight taste like spinach, because I was never really a fan of spinach or just straight tuna steaks before, right? But this is something that I would definitely eat. Be sure to fold it in. Be sure to get that seasoning on all the spinach stuff. I'm making Jack's eye twitch because the food keeps touching.
The food touches. I never cook my spinach with other food. It's always separate.
Yeah. And this is one of those things, like that's why you can use that butter. It saves laundry or whatever. You can kind of see how it's starting to gray on both sides there. Be sure to just keep that nice and flat so it'll cook and you're good to go, right? Now, I made a little gap over here. Now this is, again, it's completely optional. You get a couple of slices of that jalapeno, put it in there. You can put it on straight raw, right? Mm-hmm. But I prefer mine just slightly cooked in there, so I'll put it in about 3 minutes before you're done. Yeah. I mean, I think all total this takes 15, 20 minutes at the most to cook all this in one pan. So some of these are really thick. You can kind of see on the sides. You can turn and stand them up. This is how thick. That's very hot. Be careful. But you can kind of see how thick these are. I'm not using my fingers anymore. And like just
What did we learn?
you stand them up. Just cook them while they're standing. If you want to just do the edges. No. Once you've had them flipped over, and you kind of see, fucking hot. That's what I get for using my fingers. And you'll see that everything's got a nice cooked on it. The seasonings all go through the spinach. Let's go ahead and do the plating, man. I'll show you how to do that. And yeah, everybody was talking about putting salt in. I use very, very little. I'm not a big fan of it. Some people just can't eat it without it. So, all right. So get your two nicest plates. Now this is supposed to be a date night thing. It doesn't matter if they don't match, right? Because if the food's good enough, they'll ignore the flowers on the plate. So you want to reach in and get you a splat. That's a measurement. A splat of spinach. You put it right in the middle. That's how you measure it. Now be careful when you drop this stuff. Just reach and grab it. That's hot. So be careful. It just came right out of the skillet. And I'm an idiot. And just wipe it down. Make sure you got your splat nice.
Nice mashed.
A mashed splat of spinach. I don't think that's ever been written down anywhere. And then just put your tuna steak right on top of it. Yeah. It's really great. And then garnish with those jalapenos. Really, it takes a little while because they're sliding around that skillet because they're all in there by themselves. So you just reach in and grab them by your fingers. Remember, those are warm. I'm not saying use your band-aided finger to do it, but use the band-aid on your finger to do it. Are you done? All right, looks gorgeous. It tastes great. If you want to, you can clean that stuff off the side. Be sure to eat it. And there you have it. I think the tuna steaks cost us $6. A can of spinach was like 80 cents. So this was like, at the most, $8 worth of food.
Yeah.
And it fed two of us and really well. And it takes like 15 minutes to cook. So this is great. And, well, there it is. That's, like I said, it's perfect for date night. You're going to love it. And it's well under $10, man. So this is great. So be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can see us over on Instagram at Living Between or on Facebook at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. Or you can even find us over on Patreon if you feel like giving us a little bit something there at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. If not, we'll see you here on Tuesdays and Fridays on YouTube. And we'll just keep cooking on.